5 men. 1 empty gas station. 3 in the morning. That's all it took for my entire life to change in less than 60 seconds. I didn't see them coming until it was too late, and by the time I did, 4 more were already standing around my car. This is not a movie. This actually happened to me. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why I never use my phone in public alone again. I was 23 years old. I had just gone through a breakup, and I was done with my hometown. So I packed everything I owned into my car and started driving toward Houston. A fresh start, a new city, a new life. It was almost 3 a.m. when my gas light came on. I remember thinking, just find anywhere open. And a few minutes later, I saw it. A small gas station on the edge of a sleepy Texas town. Almost no lights on, almost no cars, but it was open, so I pulled in. I got out, started fueling up, and did what everyone does when they're bored at a gas pump. I checked my phone. That's when a truck pulled up to the pump across from mine. I didn't think anything of it, not at first. I put my phone in my pocket so I could put the nozzle back, and that's when I noticed him, staring at me. I smiled, the polite kind of smile you give a stranger so it isn't awkward. I turned to screw the gas cap back on. That's when I saw them. 4 more men, just standing there, 2 on each side. Something in my stomach dropped. It felt wrong. But I told myself I was overreacting. I just wanted to get in my car and drive away. I reached for my door handle. That's when they grabbed me. I screamed, I kicked, I fought as hard as my body would let me. It didn't matter. There were 5 of them, and 1 of me. 2 men shoved me, while 2 more dragged me into the back seat of their truck. I ended up pinned across their laps, their weight crushing down on me so hard I could barely move. I started crying. I had never felt that powerless in my entire life. And in that moment, one thought cut through the panic. If they kill me, I need evidence under my nails. So I clawed at one man's arm as hard as I could, again and again. They pulled into a motel and dragged me into a room. I started screaming again, and the oldest of them hit me, telling me to shut up. One of them leaned down and said, "If you behave, we won't hurt you." They tied me to one of the beds, wrists and ankles bound with belts and shoelaces. I begged them to let me go. I promised I wouldn't tell anyone. I promised I'd say nothing to no one. They just kept talking to each other in a language I couldn't understand. I looked around the room. Beer cans everywhere. Bags in every corner. It smelled like they'd been living in that one room on those 2 beds for a long time. At some point, one of them said they needed more beer. And that's when they made the mistake that saved my life. They decided the youngest, smallest one of them would stay behind and watch me, while the other 4 left to go buy more alcohol. Now it was just him, a guy who looked barely older than me. I remember thinking, if I get free, I can take him. I asked if I could use the bathroom, and when he untied me, I ran for the door. Just as I got the door open, he grabbed my arm. I turned around and screamed as loud as I possibly could, "Get off me!" His eyes went wide, and he let go. I ran, barefoot, half-dressed, sprinting down an empty street in the middle of the night, and I threw myself in front of the very first car I saw. An older man rolled down his window, annoyed, like I'd just ruined his morning. I told him I needed help. I told him I'd just been kidnapped. He drove me straight to the police station. At the station,
They gave me hospital clothes and let me file a report. Then they told me I needed to go to the hospital so they could document any evidence he might have left behind. Honestly, all I wanted was a shower and to go home. All I wanted was to hear my mum's voice. The police found all 5 of them that same day. They were brothers.
They never explained what they planned to do with me, or what they'd already done to whoever came before me at that motel. They claimed they were drunk. I ended up moving to a completely different state. I know they're in prison, but I still have nightmares about that night. I don't use my phone in public alone anymore. Not ever. My boyfriend now tells me I'm being paranoid, but I never want to feel that powerless again for the rest of my life. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, subscribe, because we post real survivor stories like this every week. And before you go, drop your wildest theory below. Why do you think those 5 brothers were living out of that one motel room? Comment your answer. I read every single one.